is Mr. Daniel Jonathan Wallis, the CEO of CitySage, Sendirian Berhad. Remember, Mr. Daniel Jonathan, you have 7 minutes for your pitch, followed by 3 minutes of Q&A. When you're ready, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dan from CitySage, and I'm here today to talk to you about our urban intelligence solutions, or urban planning AI. So before I get onto the company, a little bit about myself. I was one of the original 30 at Shazam, the music startup, and helped for the app launch team. I was the head of Japan and Southeast Asia for them. Apart from that, I was also one of the founders of Flume, the marketplace for flower delivery in the US and the UK, until its acquisition earlier this year for just under $50 million. And I've worked with large companies such as Bloomberg and JP Morgan, dealing with economics, et cetera, as well. So I have a question for everyone here, and I want to see a show of hands. Who's been stuck in traffic this week? Yeah, I mean, I think we're all familiar with that, so let me get onto that. In Southeast Asia in particular, I think we've been seeing through sinkholes, through trees falling down, especially here in Malaysia, that it's not just a frustration when you have issues with urban planning. It's really a challenge to productivity, and even it endangers people's lives. Particularly in Southeast Asia and Malaysia here, we deal with 3 major issues, so you can see them right here. So it's a lack of proactive and data-driven actions. It's in-silo data, which hinders productivity, and fragmented urban planning process, which become costly. The cities are stuck in a cycle of reactive siloed solutions that fail to prevent crises or prioritize sustainability. And the World Bank estimates that $18 trillion would be required by 2040 just to keep the same level of infrastructure that we have today. So, what are we here to do about it? Well, at CitySage, we're building agentic AI platforms and solutions that really help both government and those in the sector of dealing with planning, of getting to those issues and really helping make cities better. It's a collaborative space for human experts and AI digital workers to tackle fragmented urban workflows powered by a big data analytics pipeline. So we basically take data that's provided to us by the government or other agencies or companies, and we take it from being this data level to being information, knowledge, and wisdom, really actionable. You can think of our platform as basically being divided into 2 ways. So we have our agents over here. So each of them is very, very specific in what they do. We have C-City, who is very specifically on urban planning, C-Chan, who's a field surveyor, C-Ruma, who deals with affordable housing, others that deal with landslides, floods, etc. They're all very vertical. In addition to these agents, we also have the tools that go with them that the agents are able to manipulate. At the moment, we are working with the government since our launch last year in October, Halloween. We were a Halloween baby last year. We are the official partner, AI partner of Plan Malaysia, one of the only ones. And through that contract, we have been working together with one of their partners, Map2U, who has become our investor, on the Malaysian Urban Observatory and the Iskandar Urban Observatory for Johor. So this is something that we're already working on. It's projects that we're already being granted and given, and we will be launching this for the entire nation later this year, early next year in February. So you can see here before, this is what the old one looked like, and then this is the new one here. So we basically are helping with our partners to take that data and information that the government is collecting, everything from tax to housing data, etc., and really giving context to it, not just being data, but these insights that we can get from it. So, the market. I think we all know it's a huge market opportunity. As I said, it's the 18 trillion that needs to be spent. In Southeast Asia alone, 28 billion is spent on annual smart city spending, and there's sinkholes and etc. And Air Selangor recently estimated that in Malaysia alone, 2 billion ringgit is lost every year just by water leaked out the pipes. It's called non-water revenue. And yes, this is through the government's initiative, I Plan Malaysia 2030. The government has made this plan that all of the local councils will be feeding their data to Plan Malaysia to create a central hub and database for this data. And this is what we have access to. So in terms of our competitors, there's a few in the area, such as Urban Metri and Autodesk InfraWorks, but they're very different in what they're doing. We really are creating this suite that's to be used by everyone, including policymakers and decision makers, to really help them understand what they're doing. You don't need to be an expert to know how to use all of this. You don't need a degree in urban planning to really get the answers that you need for the questions that you have. In terms of traction, since our formation last year, we've received an investment, like I said, from our partner Map2U. This was a $1 million ringgit investment at 10%. And we have also raised another 700,000 ringgit, roughly, as well, in the same kind of vein. We were one of the winners of CitySage DPEX. We are the recipient of Cradle CIP Spark, and we've obtained MVP status as well. We have strategic agreements, as I mentioned, with Plan Malaysia, and yes, we've even given talks as well as them. In addition to the partners I've mentioned already, we have some other partners as well, from Cradle, Plan Malaysia, and many others. We're even working with Grab now. This is quite recent in terms of implementing their Carter vision for potholes, and we're working with many research universities and organizations as well. For our go-to-market strategy, we're leveraging these existing partnerships. So at the moment, it's all very project-based with governments. So we basically can divide it into two parts. There's the project-based parts, and then the entire platform that will be made available for property developers, et cetera, et cetera. So it's basically B2G on a project basis, and then B2C on B2B on a basis in terms of the PaaS platform. We are currently only in Malaysia, but we do plan to expand to ASEAN and the region and further after next year. So as I said, it's a platform as a service, but the government projects are the main starting point and the main goal at the moment. I've mentioned about our valuation already. We've previously raised 1 million at a 10 million valuation, and we've got talks underway. The projects themselves are worth between 2 to 30 million, and it's quite a lot. So finally, on the team, so there's myself, I've mentioned already, then there's my co-founder, Dr. Nazri Bajuri. He's an upgrade of myself. So he's a PhD from Oxford, was a lecturer of AI at multiple universities here, including UKM and APU, and many other things, and has worked in industry as well. We have many advisors, including Dato Dr. Ken Yang, who was named by the Guardian newspaper as one of the 50 people who could save the world for his green architecture. Dato Christopher Boyd, a veteran at Savills, Malaysia, and Dato Professor Ian Davis, who was special advisor to Mosty for the PM, as well as one of the designers for the Twin Towers and KLIA. So yes, we have a team that's very experienced and very varied. And
Thank you, Mr. Daniel.
Thank you. And yes,
it's time for the Q&A.
Wonderful. So I'll just say that we want to make cities not just smart, but wise.
Daniel, very spirited pitch here.
Thank you.
My name is Paul.
Sorry, can you wave? I can't see you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Paul Chung. I'm from ARC Group. We are an investment bank listing companies on the NASDAQ and NYSE.
Wonderful.
You mentioned B2G.
Yes.
Now, as we all know, there is no single G.
Yes.
Plan Malaysia.
Yes.
It may sound like an integrated, centralized, federal government-led initiative, but you are dealing every day with the divestment of powers of policy making, implementation, execution with the local councils.
Yes.
How is that challenge looking for you?
So we're working with multiple local councils. So in addition to the Iskandar project and the national Malaysia level urban observatory, we've also in the closing stages of the KL Urban Observatory, Ipoh as well, and a little bit further down the line is Penang as well. So we've been working with both national level Plan Malaysia with their head directors, etc., and we've got this full agreement, but also working with the state governments and also local governments as well. We were the winner of CIDEX, so Selangor has been quite helpful too. But one of the things that I will say is particularly this I-Plan Malaysia that was announced by the Madani government has been crucial in kind of pulling all of this data. So all of these local councils now need to standardize this data and submit it to Plan Malaysia, and that's why they're the ones to go through for all of this.
Hi, over here on your right. Sorry, Victor from Vin Capital. Just a quick question. What brought you to Malaysia?
So actually, Malaysia is the 9th country I've lived in. I was basically I did my degree in Japan and the UK, and basically ended up here after doing some consulting in Singapore, and have been here now for 6 years. So yes, I love Malaysia. The company may only be 1 year old, but I like it here.
Hi, I'm Holo, CCV in Venture Capital. So I have two questions. One is what is the tech barrier here, or is merely just more focused on go-to-market? And second is, it seems like it's very much project-based still. And do you have a strategy or plan to make it more scalable product-wise?
Yes. So on both of those, thank you for the questions. So in terms of the tech barrier, it does require quite a high level of knowledge in AI to basically have it manipulating the tools. That's why our CTO was a professor of AI at these universities. I would say, though, the main key barrier is this proper access into government data that we have pretty much exclusively. There is one potential other company that will get access to this data, but apart from that, we are the only ones at the moment with the access to this data at this level. This is an exclusive contract with them as far as that's going. In terms to your second question, sorry, that was more on, sorry, I've forgotten the second one now.
I'll tell you again. Product-wise, how do you scale up?
In product-wise and how we scale up, like I said, so the project basis is more for the government at the moment. We are also providing this big platform, so you can think of it as basically a Canva platform that any property developer or telco company, etc., would be able to use this kind of data. All of the parts are modular to it as well, so it's modular, so that it's not exactly like you can't just take it apart. We can even have some of the agents being part of a Slack or a WhatsApp chat and keeping track of that there.
Hi, Daniel. I'm Krishna from Iskandar Investment Berhad.
Hello. We're working with you.
I think you're working with the IRDA,
Yes,
Iskandar
that's
Regional
right.
Developer.
Yes.
So we are not the
Oh,
agency,
sorry.
we are developer. Okay, my question one, yours is very much depend on data, right?
Yes.
Okay, you're data driven.
Yes.
How accurate your data and how easy you can get all this data, especially in Malaysia?
Yes,
That's
so
yeah.
the main thing that we've got here is our human-in-the-loop principle. So we've got enterprise-grade agentic AI. It's not just your normal agentic AI, it's enterprise-grade. We have been, one of the major things in our talks with Plan Malaysia was doing data governance. That's why I think you may have seen, I didn't mention it, but one of our first agents was called Sikimi. He's actually named after the Deputy Director of Plan Malaysia in terms of, and he is about data governance. And in terms of accuracy, it's all about the data that we're given. It's junk in, junk out, right? So since we are getting this basis from the government, and each of these agents is very, very specific in what they do, we found that that minimizes error. So we're talking about above 95% accuracy rate in all cases. And we also have a human-in-the-loop principle. So we are not just tech. We do have urban planners, et cetera, that are checking all the training data and checking all the inputs that go into it and making sure that the outputs come out well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel Wallis. And a reminder once again, yeah, if you have any questions for Mr. Daniel, you're more than welcome to approach him and get more information from him. Or if you want to approach any of our staff members as well, our crew members, you can get your questions from them or information from them as well. Thank you very much once again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Daniel Wallis, the Chief Executive Officer